Okay, folks, we got another review for you. We're here to talk about the 183mm gun. Let me start this off with a analogy. This mostly plays to you older people out there, in particular you college-age students, those with the apartment life in particular. How many of you ever went to a apartment party, a two-bedroom, where you had like 120, 130 people, and there was the 60-something-year-old neighbor across the hall who patiently waited till 11:30 for the noise ordinance to kick in so they could call the cops on you? Even though they could have done all along, but they're just that right amount of courteous, but still. And then the cops show up and crash it. Well, folks, that's kind of what happened here with the Death Star and the shit barn. The party has been properly ended, unfortunately. Not drastically, not horribly. Nobody got arrested or punished too fucking hard. There were only 3 underage kids there anyway, so you're alright. But it is genuinely over. Okay, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this. We got the HESH. It's all about the HESH. Thanks, Jeff. I don't really dig down makes them. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever, Jeff. So, the overall alpha damage got nerfed from 1750 to 1450, so unfortunately, consistently one-shotting a tier 9 medium is just not going to happen anymore. I know, even the tier 10s are going to more than likely get away on the extra 200 hit points, the fuckers. And also, this is the biggest thing. The pen went from 270 to 240. You just got punched from a solid tier 9 to lower level tier 10 down to a tier 8 with your pen. Boo! Fucking boo! It's still enough to get the job done, but fucking boo! Oh, but here's the upside. The ammo count on the Death Star went from 12 to 20. So, hey, you can finally carry some more regular ammunition. And it did get the exact same increase on the shit barn. Now here's the thing, folks. You can carry more AP, and yes, it's a more reliable shell at 299 pen. But in reality, you're a shitty Jagdpanzer E100 with slightly more alpha and a lot slower and double the reload. Don't be a budget Death Star. Never be a budget Death Star. Always spam that gold. Now that comment plays into this one here. Let's scroll on down. Oh yeah, let's just scroll right on down. Come on, where are you? Let's look at the percentage of shells people fired, because they took the time to catalog this. AP Mark 1, 25% of shots fired were AP Mark 1. On average, 4 per battle. HE Mark 1, the standard high explosive. Average shots, 1 per battle. Total of 6% of shells fired in their sample period. And finally, guess what that means, folks? 69% of shells fired were the HESH. Now, they apparently seemed surprised and somewhat discouraged that everybody was firing HESH in this thing. Let's face it, this fucker was a slot machine for HESH. You had that chance to one-shot and do 2,000 plus damage on a tank on a high roll. So honestly, playing those odds every time was worth the fucking 20 grand going out the barrel every time. It was worth it. Output is near the top. Oh, shockingly, the damage output of these tanks was near the top of the pile compared to other tier 10 TDs. Well, when you're doing 1,800 damage about every 30 seconds or so, 25-ish, depending again, crew skills and so on. No shit, it's not that hard to peek around the corner once every 30 seconds and just punch someone in the face, guaranteed for at least 600 damage. Unless, of course, you're really lucky and you hit a grill 15 on the end of the gun barrel and break his gun and do 15 damage. That shit has happened. Okay, moving on. How often are players... Yeah, whatever. Popularity and win rate. Skill distribution of players in the game is almost completely aligned with the skill distribution of players using this tank. So basically, the tank performs however well the player that normally uses it plays. Again, like all the other tanks they've tweaked. The changes didn't actually they didn't go after the things that needed help. They went after the things that did as good as the individual player was able to get out of them. Players in this game almost completely align with the skill distribution of players using this tank. It is attractive to all skill levels, from the lower skill to the higher skill to the professional. Super Unicums, you know who you are. So now that we see neither pros nor amateurs are influencing the tank more or less than the other tank, let's look at the tank's win-loss rate compared to the skill. In the picture below, should see two lines, yada, yada, yada. So basically, the tank was holding a 55% win ratio, so they need to smack that bitch with a hammer to try and drive it closer to 46. Because that's your typical, genuine, average baseline in this game, is 46. Now that's whether you bother to pick up the controller or not. You can achieve a 46%. Seriously, you can look up jingles for these stats. The man did a detailed video on it a long time ago. Why I remember that, couldn't tell you. So where does it leave us now? We see that the tank wins about one of every two battles it's in. So you mean a 55% is better than a 50-50? No shit. Wow. Just wow. Okay. Here's the other thing, though. They reduced the regular HE shell damage from 1750 to 1450. Why couldn't they leave the regular thin-skin HE alone? Nobody ever used it because, frankly, it was fucking stupid and it never quite penned what you wanted to. But I suppose with the increased ammo count, they wanted to make sure that nobody was really trying to be a smartass like a KV-2 putting it up someone's ass. Well, folks, it's, like I said, on the plus side, you carry more ammo, but you do less damage per shell. But I'm sure, yeah, let's just look here, because I'm in the garage. Let's go to, oh, Christ, I didn't want to go into a battle. Give me a moment here. Let me see if this doesn't just queue. Dun, 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 dun. And we're over to supplies. Let's just, what does this motherfucker cost? Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. This is the good part, folks. When you fired that HESH before, and it was 20 grand a shell, well, they gave you more ammo, but they did listen on one extent. 8,000 silver per shot now instead of 20,000. Folks, that means that with a premium account, you can probably run a profit. And without a premium account and well-placed shots, you can probably break even on this battle instead of blowing 60 grand a match. Your guilty pleasure is almost affordable now. You can afford to buy the Twinkies and the ho-hos now. Jesus Christ. Oh. See now I'm going to take all 8 of those AP rounds off now that I'm seeing this, and I'm going to a full HESH load. Even under the old set with 12 rounds, I used to carry, 2 AP just for those shits and giggle moments. But now this shit's cheap and expendable. There, full 20. It's a full send, folks. It's a full fucking send. That's about all I got for you now. Let us know in the comments what you think.